we can talk about Fifth Harmony and stuff, but I really want to speak to you as a woman. I want to get to know Allie as the woman behind the artist.
My parents, when they were growing up, they got in trouble for speaking Spanish. Now the world is different, but that's something that I struggled with growing up, feeling like, am I Latina enough? Am I accepted?
Is there like a chance of a Fifth Harmony reunion? Is that true?
Oh, we'll see.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Chiquis and Chill. I hope you're all having a beautiful day and are thriving. Today, we have a very special guest on the podcast. She's a member of one of the best-selling girl groups of all time. I'm excited to learn more about the woman behind the artist. So let's get started. This is Chiquis and Chill. Here with me right now is the one and only Allie Brooke. You probably know her as a member of the multi-platinum selling girl group Fifth Harmony. But today we're going to learn about her as an individual, and we're going to find out what she's been up to since the group has taken a break. Allie, how are you? I am so excited to have you on the podcast. I know I've seen you at award shows, and we're always like, we say hello, you're always so sweet. So it's like, finally, I get to talk to her.
Yes, I know. I'm so good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I'm having a good day today. Honestly, things have been a little crazy here and there, but like if I sit down and think about it, I'm like, you know what? I feel good today. So look, I know who you are, obviously. We can talk about Fifth Harmony and stuff, but I really want to speak to you as a woman. I want to get to know Allie as the woman behind the artist. And because I've heard a lot of things, and I noticed one of the main things was that you are not as active, or you have decided to take a break from social media. And I kind of wanted to talk to you about that. I wanted to start with that because that to me was very interesting because I've done that before. So I want to know what made you make that decision.
Yeah, so I was on social media for so long, and I kind of just saw a lot that would be triggering to me, just a lot of different just comparison and some just mean things. So I, for my mental health, I just want to take a break, and even just scrolling, over my life in a way, just being on it all the times. And I wanted to be more present, mainly because I think just I was being overwhelmed, and even with comparison, I feel like that was triggering to me.
Absolutely. And I totally get that. I did that in 2018 for 3 months, and I can't even tell you how good I felt. Obviously, when I started getting the pressure of you got to promote this, you got to do that, but it was so hard to get back into it. But I felt so good. And even now, I still take breaks where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stay off the entire weekend. I just need, like you said, I need to be present because social media could be a great place, but it can also be very toxic. So I commend you for that.
Thanks. I'm inch by inch going back to it, but I feel like now I can do it in a healthier way.
Yes. So you step back and you were able to see it and say, okay. And that's what I did. That's what helped me. I'm like, sometimes I just post. And when I find myself, I would pick up my phone before, and it's I would go straight to Instagram and I start scrolling. And I'm like, I didn't even realize what I was doing. It was the craziest thing where I'm intentional about stop.
Totally.
I'm not going to scroll. I'm going to get out of social media. There's no need for me to just be sitting there because you get lost in it for a little bit. So how long have you been doing this, practicing this?
For about a year now.
Oh, wow.
And I have someone who manages my account. I'm the one who approves captions, and I'm the one who writes back to my fans. But as far as posting, my team will help me post.
Okay, see, that's awesome. Okay. And talking a little bit about touching on Fifth Harmony and everything. You guys have been on hiatus. You guys pressed pause for what? How many years has it been?
Since 2018.
Oh, since 2018. And what have you been doing? What did you do after in these 5 years?
So I've been working on my own solo music. I had a record with Tyga, and then I've just been releasing music. But actually, the past year, I took off in a way for my mental health. And now, literally within the past few weeks, I've been back in the studio. I just released a new single called Gone to Bed, and I'm back.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, because I did see, I was like, you know what? She's doing good. She's doing her thing. Like after it's like, and I know that can be very difficult because you're coming from like a huge girl group that was so successful. But I really admire the fact that you were like, I'm not stopping. I'm doing this. And I'm like, dang, this is amazing. And I'm glad that you also stepped back and you took this year off because that also helps. Like that's kind of how I feel right now where I'm like, okay, I need a couple months just to gather my thoughts and get my creativity back because as a woman and coming from this big group, and for me, it's like coming like as the daughter of, it feels like a lot of pressure, a lot of comparison. So I get that, and you need that.
100%.
So on this year off, did you like do therapy? Have you been like just working, doing a lot of inner work?
I've done a lot of inner work, like you said, a lot of therapy, just to help fine tune who I am and to bring forth what I want to bring forth in the world of myself.
Absolutely. And if you don't mind me asking, is there something in particular that caused or triggered that where you're like, I need to take this time off?
There was something that I was kind of going through and battling that I haven't been open yet about. I was struggling with something, and that kind of led to my my breaking point. And I had to just pause things, and I had to kind of just reset who I was and really search for what I wanted and kind of find my new power. That's what I was looking for.
I love that. It's not easy to do. And I think that a lot of people forget that at the end of the day, we're human and we also go through so many things and we struggle with so many things that I think whenever you're ready to talk about it, if you're ever going to be ready to talk about it, and don't ever feel pressured. I feel like don't ever let anyone pressure you into speaking about it. And I was just asking because I honestly didn't know. I was wondering. So I totally respect that you don't want to talk about it. But I think it's so important that people understand that we're human and that we go through so much as well, and that we're giving so much of ourselves. I know that you're going to be a part, or you are a part of a reality show, Surreal Life. Is that right?
Oh my God. So I just filmed it. I just filmed 2 weeks and it was amazing. Like, it's basically a total of 8 celebrities in one compound, and you see them do activities and you see them bond. And I was part of that for 2 weeks, and it was so amazing. It was such a blast. I will just say it's going to be very entertaining.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. And were you a little nervous to start reality?
Yes, I really wanted to just go and be open to a new experience. That's why I did it. But of course, I was like, who's going to be there? Are we all going to get along? Like, what's going to happen? But I ended up having the time of my life.
That is so cool. I can't wait to watch it. I think reality television gives you also the opportunity to meet the person and see them in a different light. It really humanizes you, I feel. So I think that's great, because now with new music, talking about music, like you have a new single coming, you have all this stuff happening with your music. So it just shows a different side of Allie, which is cool. And I can't wait to see that. So I'm excited for you. So talking about music, how old were you when you started singing?
I was 9.
Oh, wow. And did you always know you wanted to sing since you were little?
Yes, I did. I just loved it. And my parents were so supportive of me and of my dreams. And that's why I am here, is because of them.
That's freaking awesome. Honestly, shout out to your parents, to those parents that really support their children's dreams and look at you, look how far you've come, and you should be proud. And I know they're definitely proud. And I know, like, when you start so young, it could be, it gets moments where it gets very difficult because that's all you've done and you've known for all of your life. But the good thing is you're very smart. I can tell that you're like, wait, the fact that you said, hey, I need to take some time, because so many people get lost in the limelight that they're like, no, I'm going to push through it. And then they really lose themselves. So that's awesome. You've been doing this since you were 9 years old, girl. That's awesome.
Thanks.
So tell us about your new music.
Oh my God. So I'm so excited. It's my first single that I've had in over a year. It's called Gone to Bed. And it's basically about, you have two lovers and they can't stay away from each other, but you're kind of like, I want to see you, but I don't. I don't know if I should. And then you see that person and you're like, oh, I should have gone to bed.
I love that because I've been in that situation where it's like, oh, I'm so addicted to you, but you're not necessarily good for me. You're kind of toxic. Nice. I love it. So you already did the video for it and everything?
It's a lyrics video, but you can see me in it too.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I got to definitely check that out. So another thing that I know about you is that you are pretty big on faith. And I feel like we have that in common. Is that like a huge pillar in your life? It's like your faith?
Yes, 100%. I mean, I believe in Jesus and he's like why I am where I am and who I am. He really just saved me and changed my life. And even though sometimes we don't get why things happen, he has a plan that's so much better than ours. So that's how I feel.
Absolutely. So do you go to church and stuff?
I haven't been in a minute, but I have to find a church. I really want to.
Yeah, I know. Before I had told myself in the beginning of this year, I was like, I'm going to make sure that I go to church at least once a week, once a month. And I haven't for whatever reason. And I feel like it's good to be in the presence, but that's good. I mean, I also listen to worship music. I'll put it all around my house or like healing music, meditation music. It's like I need to make church in my house, So talk to us about your EP. What is it called? To tell us anything and everything that you can, share with us.
Yes, so it's called Under the Tree, and I'm so excited. It's my holiday EP, and it has 3 records and then 1 original record called Under the Tree. So I'm so excited, and I hope people love it. I mean, I just love it. I think it's amazing, and I hope people do too, and especially Under the Tree. I hope people like love it and dance to it and like rap like their presence to it.
I love that. Dude, I've always wanted to do, I have one holiday song, but I've always wanted to do like this is cool. It brings so much joy to like your soul and to other people. So that's awesome.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you. And I wish you all the best with it. I'm definitely going to listen to it. Everyone, make sure that you check out, November 10th, Under the Tree. Okay. That's her EP because I'm all about like music and sharing that and especially holiday music. Oh my goodness. I love it. So has it been a little bit, now that we're talking about like your EP and stuff like that, has it been a little bit difficult or was it? Because it's been, I mean, you've done, you've had your music out after Fifth Harmony. Was that a difficult transition for you or is it something that you're like, I know this is what I want to do. I'm ready for it?
Initially, it was hard finding my team, my like record label and all that. But as far as like being an artist, no, it was so freeing. It was so liberating. It was so like easy for me because that's what I wanted to do since I was little. I'm just so like filled with gratitude towards them. And, I'm just empowered. Like that's what I am now.
Yeah. And I would think so because, without taking away anything from like the success that you guys had together, I feel like that's a lot of different personalities to deal with. And this way, I think, like you said, it was liberating. I would imagine that it's like, I could do whatever I want. This is me. It's all about me. And yeah, so that's good. And you've been doing really well. So I'm happy and I'm excited, like I said, to see what's to come. And I did hear that you also have an unreleased Spanish album.
Yes. So that is in the vault. I wanted to release the album, but I don't think the label could, but hopefully someday,
So you grew up not speaking Spanish, right?
So it's really crazy. So my parents, when they were growing up in Texas, they got in trouble for speaking Spanish. They literally would get hit for speaking Spanish in their classrooms. Well, now the world is different and it's good to speak, many languages. But that's something that I struggled with growing up, feeling like, am I Latina enough?
Mm-hmm.
Am I accepted? I have been really supported by my community. And a lot of people do get why I don't speak Spanish.
Uh-huh.
But, there has been judgment, but there's a reason, not just ignorance. It's there's a real reason behind it, you know?
Absolutely. And that's happened a lot for sure. Honestly, it wasn't cool growing up. It wasn't like, oh, you speak Spanish or you're Latina. Like it wasn't cool. Now it is. And I think it's awesome. But I totally get what you're saying, because a lot of people were in a way even ashamed for a while because, again, it wasn't cool. It wasn't like something that you should do. It should be English, and you're living in the United States. That's the language, you know? So I get that. But I love the fact that you are willing to sing in Spanish. You have an album in the vault. You know, I can't wait to listen to it. That's awesome. I think that's beautiful. How many songs?
Oh my God, there's so many, but I believe there's about at least 13 tracks in there.
Whoa, it's a whole album. Yeah. And I mean, you know, we have to respect the record label and stuff. But the good thing is you have it there. So that's awesome. That's interesting to know. That makes me really happy. So I heard also, me and these damn birdies around here. Okay, is there a chance of a Fifth Harmony reunion? Is that true?
We'll see. I recently put out a tweet that actually blew up. It literally got over 1 million impressions, which is exciting.
Goodness, yeah.
I basically said there's no official reunion, but there are some relationships that are being healed and, you know, reuniting. So I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah. You know what? I see a lot of, you know, people coming together, and I think it's necessary. I think also it's good that you guys took some time apart and everything is just everyone healed individually. And now hopefully relationships can, because you grow up and you mature and you're just okay, I made mistakes, or I could have done that better, or whatever, you know? So that would be awesome though, to have imagine that, a tour. RBD did it. You guys could do it. I mean, I don't know, while you're doing your own thing, you know? So I think that's cool.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, Ali, I am so happy. I thank you so much again for taking the time to be on the podcast and for sharing so much with us. I wanted to get to know you, and I'm here if there's anything that I can ever do in any way that I can support. I can't wait to listen to all your new music, and especially Under the Tree, and watch you on the Surreal Life. That's awesome.
Yes. Thanks for having me. I can't wait to.
Thank you. And I hope we can meet up, since we live so close to each other. We should meet up and have lunch. If there's any advice I can ever give you in any way that I can help, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm here. And before you go, can you tell us that when the Surreal Life airs by any chance?
Q1.
Okay, perfect. So next year.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys, you heard it. She has new music out, and also her album, her EP will be coming out. Her EP will be coming out on November 10th, Under the Tree, you guys. So make sure that you check that out. And share your socials. I'm sure a lot of people follow you, but still share them.
At Ali Brooke, ALLYBROOKE, across all.
Perfect. You guys follow her, listen to her new music. And next year, you guys will be able to see her on the Surreal Life. So that's awesome. And before we go, you guys know that I always leave you guys with the motivational quote. And since we're talking about girl power here, I thought this quote would be perfect. So the quote is, "The success of every woman should be an inspiration to another. We're strongest when we cheer each other on." And Ali, I'm cheering you on, and I'm wishing you the absolute best, babe. Everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you so much, Ali. Les mando un besito a todos. Kisses to everyone. Thank you for listening to Chiquis and Chill. Do you need advice on love, relationships, health, y más? I'm so excited to share with you that my Chiquis and Chill podcast will have an extra episode drop each week. I'll be answering all your questions. Just leave me a voice message con todas tus preguntas y yo te las voy a contestar personalmente. All you have to do is go to speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast and record your questions. I can't wait to hear from you. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, and check us out on YouTube.